one last note on if-else statements. You don't necessarily have to follow the traditional syntax. There's what's called the ternary operator that is pretty amazing. One of my favorite inventions, to be honest. The ternary operator follows basically the following structure. So you have an expression followed by the ternary operator, which is just this question mark, and something that gets evaluated if this expression is true. So if this expression is true, the statement gets evaluated. Otherwise, this gets separated by this colon. This expression, not sales, if false. This expression gets evaluated if it's false. So expression, boolean expression, true or false. If true, do this, otherwise do that. So pretty simple, as you can see, just kind of one line, which is pretty great. So normally we would do, just to kind of recap, if some kind of expression, we could say expression is equal to true up here. So if some kind of expression, do statement if true, else do statement if false. So there we go. This pretty much whole thing gets replaced by that right there. So we could try something, right? Let's see an example. So let's say we have money is equal to 2,000, right? And we could say echo, and then we could use this ternary operator, this whole expression, inside an echo statement. So we could say like echo, and then the following syntax, right? So there's going to be an expression in here, ternary operator, and an else. So basically if true and if false. So we could say like if money is greater than or equal to 2,000, then we're going to say something, right? So we could say like time to buy stuff. Otherwise, not enough money. Or even better yet, need more money. So there we go. In one statement, you can see echo, and then a decision is going to be made right here, whether we display this part to the screen or if we display that part to the screen. So we can say echo money is greater than or equal to 2,000, which it is. That means display this to the screen. So let's go ahead and save it and actually refresh this screen to basically see what it comes out to. So as you can see, time to buy stuff actually pops up because this expression inside here evaluated to true. We can also use the ternary operator to save something to an expression, right? So we can say something like is buying a mountain bike. So this is equal to true, of course. But let's say we need to figure it out, right? So we're going to do this with the ternary operator. So I normally just write it out like this to begin with, just so that I can have all the necessary components and then just start filling them in one by one. So first thing we need to do is figure out our expression. So money is greater than or equal to 2,000. So the bike that I want to get is that Ghost, I think it's called the 2.9. Pretty awesome looking bike, and it's just at $2,000. So is buying a mountain bike is equal to, okay, money is greater than or equal to 2,000. We could set that equal to true. Otherwise, we could set that equal to false. So what do you think this variable is going to hold? Well, this variable is going to hold true because, like I said, this whole thing evaluated. It said, hey, this is a true statement. So do this first part, if true, which just returns true, and then assigns it to this variable right here. All right, so let's do like var dump is buying a mountain bike, and let's see what is displayed on the screen. So there it is. The boolean true is displayed on the screen, meaning that this variable holds true. So let's do another quick example of the ternary operator. So let's say employee or customer, and we'll set that equal to employee. So normally if we wanted to, let's say, write out a message that's dynamic, we would say something like, hey, and then we'd say if employee or customer is equal to employee, then we're going to concatenate something like, hey, message, so it's equal to employee. So you can say something like, hey, dude, else message, or concatenate to the message, sir / man. And then we could say, finally, concatenate to the end of the message. Let's see, what would we do? Like a comma, followed by a couple of break tags, followed by, how are you? And so we can var dump this message and basically see what that's going to look like. So there we go. It says, hey dude, how are you? Because the variable that we set up here, the employee or customer, actually is set as employee. Now, as you can see, it's quite a bunch of lines of code for absolutely no reason whatsoever. This can be done with the ternary operator quite easily. So we're just going to go ahead and clear that message variable just so we can restart all over. Now let's actually move this one up here as well. And then we actually, even better yet, yeah, so let's just keep it like that. So that's going to get overwritten. This is just to explicitly state that I'm basically deleting everything, right? Even though we don't necessarily have to do this since we're going to override this down here automatically. But like I said, just for explicity's sake, we're going to go ahead and do it that way. So we can say, hey, someone, right? So this is where our if statement comes in. And normally, if you're concatenating a ternary operator, you're going to want to surround the whole thing with parentheses so that it knows what it's doing. And then inside here, you're going to set your if else, basically your ternary operator right here. So inside this expression, this is where we're going to need to do our if expression. So pretty much same thing as before. If employee customer is equal to employee, then do dude. Otherwise, we're going to do sir / man. So right here, it's going to say, hey, concatenate whatever this comes out to be. If this is true, hey dude. If this is false, sir man. And then we're going to continue concatenating by saying, comma, break, how are you? And we can go ahead and var dump this message as well. So you know what? Let's call this message 2, just for clarity's sake. All right. So we're going to go ahead and refresh this page, and underneath here we should get the exact same thing. So hey dude, how are you? That's pretty much it as far as ternary operators go. I mean, now, if it starts getting to the point where you have to execute multiple statements, so let's say in here you have to do multiple statements, or inside here, the traditional if-else syntax is a lot clearer to read. It's also advisable basically to use the traditional syntax if you're going to be using nested if statements. So let's say you have something like this, like if, and then another if. So if employer customer is equal to employee, and if money is greater than or equal to 2,000, echo, I'm about to quit because I'm rich. Let's make this a little bit more realistic, and let's say 2 million. So That's basically what you're going to be telling your employee. In this kind of traditional syntax, if it's a nested if statement, it's a lot easier to look at it this way than to try to convert this into this type of ternary operator syntax, which just would not look good. Can it be done? Sure it can, but I'm not even going to show it just because I really don't want you guys to use it and don't want you getting into basically writing bad code.